also every day standing up and just bearing down this thing. And when you sleep, your body's supposed to reset, but when you sleep on a soft surface that contours to those curves that you made throughout the day,
it's not pushing your knots out, basically. It's not straightening you out.
Yeah, you're supposed to realign your back every day you sleep. So like people with the least back problems are Koreans and Japanese that sleep on the floor, you know? Those are some of the healthiest countries.
So he was like, they sell mattresses and beds for box springs and frames.
Everybody wears mattresses because it's different way because it's lazy, right? But like as time went on, the industrial age came in, production works, right? Like something that makes a lot of money and cheaper throughout time because they can upgrade their factories. You know what I mean? To make more cans in less time with less labor, right? And that kind of came about, and mattresses became accessible to everybody. And then you look at the Victorian age, and that's like a social, cultural movement, right? And that determines like what people find valuable. Like logos today determine what people find valuable. You know what they associate what with, you know, what imagery. But anyway, it started with a mattress, right? And then, you know, a good salesman came along and was like, you need a box spring. And everybody was like, okay, we need a box spring. And the Victorian age of more is better gave birth to that concept of, if you look at a Victorian home, it's cluttered. Like this was all one family's house, you know, more rooms, more space, you know, but more valuable objects. Like it was always a cluttered home. But that also like it reinforced the idea of more is better, you know, allowing people to come in and be like, you also need, you know, a bed skirt, you know, now you need like an extra mattress on there, and then you need like a padding for the mattress, you need a frame, and you need a headboard, like these.
And you need the sides canopy, of the bed to make it a canopy, and then
and something else will come along, you know. Now, I mean,
and then you need to put legs on your bed so you can go everywhere and be strapped to it the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, if you look at like cultures that take sleeping as what it really is, they put their mattress outside of the drawer, they pull it out, they lay it down, they sleep on it, and then they put it away. Right here,
they roll it up. We was talking about it in Japan. They said they sleep on thin mattresses on the floor. They roll up their bed and throw it in the closet.
Or in Korea, you know what I mean? Like mattresses are kind of like a new movement over there in Korea, like having Western ideas. You know what I mean? They made sleeping more than it really was. So like now you got people with like at least $2,000 invested in a place they just sleep in. You know, that's not even good for them. That doesn't allow their back to reset like it's supposed to. Like that's how we were made to be. You know, like we were supposed to straighten our backs out when we sleep and then hit the world again. But like these mattresses, and you look at all the people with back problems and their $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 mattresses, it doesn't make any sense. Like it was never supposed to. What it is a societal structure, like a societal construct. Stigmas and status quos, and like biblically sin gave birth to, you know, more is better, have more than your neighbor, greed, you know,
envy.
Yeah, envy. You know what I mean?
The rat race.
Yeah, this is all.
Make more money than the next dude.
Right, and that's all that gave birth to even anybody buying something that makes no sense, right?
Because it's consumerism.
Yeah, it's consumerism at its finest. The mattress is probably the sleeping. The what do you call that?
Mattress.
Yeah, I'm not articulate right now, but like the construct of like sleeping in modern society, especially Western society, is just like it was like that path was paved for by like man overcoming your fellow man, you know, like a lot of things, like, you know, over luxurious cars.
I got a better bed, I got a better car, I got a better house, I got a better room, I got a better system, I got a better, you know, job, I got a better social status, I got this, and that's what we've been doing this whole time, is in the rat race, and we're consumed by this place so much that
you don't even realize
we forgot. We forgot everything.
That your mattress is like 99% useless. You know what I mean? Throughout your actual waking life, and it takes up that much room in your bedroom. And like we serve the environment in Western cultures and societies, even in the East more so now than ever. So like people are like, you know, don't eat on the furniture. You know what I mean? That's man serving object, not object serving man. If you go to like more innovative communities where there's like more successful, or I could say harshly more valuable human beings, like intellectually, like their environments are empty. They're simple. Like they serve.
You know
man.
what Barnabas said? Barnabas said that his belongings became a burden on him, and he almost died trying to protect his own belongings from being damaged and being stolen and stuff like that.
That's how everybody is, really.
And he said that it consumed him. He said that he doesn't want his belongings anymore, so he sold everything, got the money, and gave it to Peter for the ministry of Jesus Christ. That was his story. Like, he's like, I tried to serve or have items serve me, but I ended up serving the items.
Yeah, and that's how people are, you know. That's how everybody is. And if you go to a minimalistic like environment, the benefit of that is that like you stop serving the environment starts to serve you. And if you like lose a pair of keys, right? Like I was just in a household of sinners, right? And I hated it, and I hated it so bad. They put something down and it's gone for like the next 30 minutes. And they spent 30 minutes of their entire precious waking life searching for that item. You know what I mean? That's not how I like to live. I like to live where I put something down, I have the lack of discipline to not have to put it in the same spot it goes in every single time. I scan the environment for 2 seconds and I see it. You know, I don't have to look around things, under things, through piles of things.
Behind
and that's
things.
how everybody lives. And it's like chaos, you know, and like the Christian mind, it's chaos. It's serving mammon, which is just the world. Serving objects. Like adultery is the sneakiest sin, I would say. I would agree with that, right? Or you would agree with that. Like the Travis Scott thing, it's adultery. You know what I mean? Idolatry. Sorry.
Idolatry.
Idolatry
is when you cheat on your wife.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Yeah, idolatry is like the sneakiest of sins because like I had this cross necklace, right? That's a Christian beginner thing. Like after a while, you throw that cross necklace in the garbage or you lose it, and then you realize like by overcoming the grief of that sentimental object that it's idolatry. You know what I mean? And there's a reason like
Jesus. That's crazy you realize that because when I went through that walk with the cross thing, where I wanted to have a cross so everybody knew I was a Christian, but at the same time, Jesus being on the cross, that's a no the cross anymore.
Right.
So that's their way of like rubbing it in Christians' face by selling them a trinket like that, and then them wearing it. It's like they got a leash on you.
Right.
That's what God explained. That's how God explained it to me. And then I took Jesus off the cross, and I was just wearing a cross, and then I got rid of the whole thing, and I was like, I don't need jewelry, bro. This is the only jewelry I need right here.
My cross was from Katie. That was when I started my walk, right? And it's really a Christian like beginner sign. Like you see somebody with a cross, it's like, okay, they're not that deep in there yet. You know what I mean?
They're not that deep in there.
I was in a really heavy Christian community. You know, like they have a giant they had 4 walls, right? 3 walls, and then like a little center display, and it was all just Bibles. You know what I mean? This was in Higley, Arizona, Chandler Heights, Arizona. It's all just gated communities. There's churches everywhere. So like from my 2nd floor, I could see the neighborhood church, and then there's a church like there and there, all just from my window, you know. And I remember I had my cross at that time because that's where I was living. I was coming here to visit. She gave me that cross, and like the Christians around me knew like I was like in the beginning of my walk, but I didn't know I couldn't identify Christian, right? It's like, let's say you're on level 1, a level 2 Christian knows a level 1 Christian, but a level 1 Christian doesn't even know the level 2 Christian is even a Christian. You know what I mean? It's weird how that happens, and like minimalizing objects allows you to focus on like the smaller things. You said you would just be hitting your wiping things down all the time. That's true. You know what I mean? It comes down to that. And then you run out of things to wipe, and then you start looking at the little things in life that you never thought of before. You know what I mean?
Your mind can accept it because you're not getting constant sensory stimulation from the words and from all this shit that's in here.
Because you have peripheral and a subconscious mind, and that needs
to
be
you need to be more in your mind than your eyes. Yeah. When you're in your eyes and you're in this world, you can't even put things together like you want to because you're so overloaded. It's sensory overload. You're so overloaded just by everything. Not just what's in here, but just like everything going on in the world. So simplifying things, life, down to nothing almost. We just had the werewolf up here, and how simple his understanding is, not knowing anything. He's happy as shit. Look at him. That's how we want to be. We want to like get all the distractions out and just focus on what's important.
A good example is when you like like I said, the level 2 Christian can see the level 1 Christian, right? It's because like let's say somebody has the peace of Christ, right? This association from the world. What happens is you start to like spot all the little things. You know what I mean? I work at a bar. I use that as security. You know, so like I use that as practice to stay in prayer and stay in the Word. because I mean I got songs I used to love listening to playing in the background. You know what I mean? And when that takes me away from prayer, I notice like to fight the world. You know, like there's a fine line between the two. But you get to start seeing in other people like the slight tension in their face that you never noticed before. And that's how higher Christians further in the walk can like see what somebody's thinking. Like when Christ was touched by the woman with issues with
Blood.
the issue of blood, right? He said, "I perceive that virtue has gone out of me," and virtue is like goodness. You know what I mean? And he was man. You know what I mean? So like he could have just been like, "Oh, I'm psychic, I can do that," right? But like he says for a reason in the Bible, "I perceive that virtue has gone out of me." He has the peace of Christ. And when that happens, it's like you're so much more susceptible to the evil in the world. You can spot it from a mile away instead of spotting it when it's in your face. You know what I mean? So like, cops, for example, are really good at what they do. Like you could see a good cop because like he's doing nothing but going to the darkest places in society at people's darkest times in their lives. You know, like domestic violence and everything. And his job is to pretty much stay mentally clean and level-headed, so he can spot those things, like those facial expressions. Because when your face is tensed up from stress, you don't see it as much in other people.
You know what would be cool is if we made an environment like that. We invited random people like that. Cops would probably love that, dude. To go into a place that's just totally void of pretty much everything, for them to just collect themselves and to like get back to work and have a meditation moment. You know what I mean?
Their job is to like do that in between calls. It's that crazy. Like,
but they don't get to with all these screens and all this shit all around them 24/7.
Well, I mean,
they don't get a break.
The two cops came to my house twice for domestic calls for my baby mom, right?
Yeah.
And the first time he came in with like just a lot of tension in his face, and then like I said something to him really quick. It disarmed all that tension. Instantly, he was gone. He came in, he relaxed, and he got to focus on people's body language once again. But like when you have that tension, you don't have that peace of Christ. You can't see the peace of Christ in other people, but you can. But you also don't see like that tension in other people. Whereas if you have the peace of Christ, you could see that tension in other people. You know what I mean? It's weird how that happens. It's something I'm still exploring.
Yeah, and it's contagious, just like the evil and the good is. Like someone feels a certain way, and you get around them, you get into that mindset. I try to explain to him when Vanessa has her little fits or has her little emotions where she slams the door or says something stupid. Instead of letting that ruin the rest of our attitude for the rest of the day and night, I just tell him to brush it off and keep moving, because it's contagious. With her attitude, and then you get your attitude, and then before you know it, you guys are going back and forth.
Yeah, evil snowballs, and so does light and positivity. Yeah. And that's what's so hard about living in like a house of just people that just don't even know God or want to know God. You know what I mean? It's because like they're rubbing it off on me, and there's so much of them, so many of them, and just moment after moment.
It's just a doormat, dude. Yeah. They're rubbing it off on you every day.
Yeah, because I mean, stress is darkness or evil in general is like a chain reaction. You know, one bad thing leads to another bad thing, leads to another bad thing.
And then that relates to the 7 sins.
Yeah.
Because them 7 sins tie you down to this world. Like when you get into sin, you could be in a whole other place in your mind, in the spirit, walking in the spirit. On the other hand, of the people that are consumed by this world, they can't have that peace of mind to be walking in the spirit, or like thinking in the spirit even, or even having that feeling of the spirit. They're just like, they're chasing instead of chilling.
I know, right? I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Gleefully running towards like joy, and they're fearfully running from chaos. They're two different worlds.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
no, it's like that, because I mean they're just trying to avoid one problem while making more problems, and it's just overwhelming for me. You know, like I can't live like that. Because I mean, like I said, that thing of putting your keys down, that came from another sin. That came from another sin. Like that should be clean. You know what I mean? Like it should be like you should just, your environment should like a lot of times reflect like your head. You know, like your mental state.
It's true.
Because they say cleanliness is next to godliness for a reason. You know what I mean? But I mean, sin births sin, and it's light, and that's. Yeah, I mean, there's several different forms of sin. You know, like people are.
You don't want to play with them hairs off your feet, bud.
These.
What are those?
That was a splinter.
Oh.
But yeah.
I thought that was a hair. I thought you took the hair off and was messing with it. Yeah, dude. We gotta figure out a way to get our mind and get there, dude. And I think minimizing everything would be the first step.
Yeah, and generally, zoning down even deeper to like microscopic level, it is gleefully running towards joy, you know, because I mean every moment you're making it better than the moment before it, like, you know what I mean? Every time you pick something up, for example, this is only a perfect example, but like that's why I'm using it. When you pick something up and put it away, right? That instantly that moment is better than the moment that was right before it, and it continues that way. You know, it's gleefully running towards joy, and it's infectious. Like if this room was spotless, right, you would walk out of it and be like, okay, I need to do something about this, right? And it would just continue. Right. And yeah, I mean, it keeps going. The hole to hell is like forever. I mean, it goes as deep as you dig it, you know. But I mean, ascending is the same way. You can go higher and higher. That walk never ends until we die, like you said. Yeah, like I generally, it does get like that. You just kind of like wipe things down all day, and then you stop doing that because like you've done it so thoroughly. Like
well, because you could also use the Kaleido, dude, and do it, and you wouldn't have to wipe things down for a while because it actually keeps it from the dust falling on it. It falls everywhere else. So if we did this whole room in Kaleido, it would stay clean for a little bit, and we wouldn't have to wipe it down constantly. But it's all the dust in the air, dude. All this nano dust.
Right.
Fucking.
It just starts from a small thing, you know. But I mean, like for me, I didn't know like I hid my smile when I smiled. You know, Katie knew it. I didn't because like I'm in sin. Like I don't have that peace. I don't identify people's like tension. You know, but like when you have that peace of Christ, you can see when people think you're full of crap. You can see when people aren't registering something. You can see it in their eyes. Like you're more aware. Yeah, you're so aware. You know what I mean? And that's why people generally like escape from that light too. It's just that same thing. They don't like the flaws being exposed. You know, they don't like to. Their mind is already overloaded with just existing itself in society. But when you're prone, like when you're immune to that, like you just zone down deeper and deeper into like how you act, what you do, how you interact with other people, how people interact with you, versus like just living in your environment, you know. But yeah, the bed is an example of how deeply rooted like society is. Society is not godly.
Dude, we should start selling them mattresses, the roll-up ones.
Yeah.
Just figure out a material, have the mattresses made.
Why are you so shiny? Like, are you sweating? Or?
No. What? Like my skin?
Yeah.
I put moisturizer on my skin a little bit. Why?
That's a funny
engagement. I moisturize my face. So because my face. What do you mean? I'm shiny.
Your face is like.
It's the light, probably.
And it's so shiny. It's weird. Like,
stop being so shiny. Stop being so shiny. Is it my beard that's shiny?
No, it's your everything else. It's your face and your forehead and your cheeks and right on your
I gotta wipe it off if it's that bad.
I noticed
why are you so shiny?
I was playing Nazi zombies, right? And like I noticed like when I stopped, I tried to dissociate from the world, right, and worldly thoughts while I'm playing, and that's generally the goal of me playing the game, right? Because there's a lot of panic moments. But then I started realizing like all the things I did because there were other people in the area, like other gamers there too. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even on the mic, but I realize like certain actions I'm taking are because they're there. You know?
Is that better?
Well, now you're in the shadow. I have to see when you're in the light. You're still pretty shiny, but that's okay.
Why are you not shining?
Because I'm a normal person. I don't have moisturizer.
I don't have moisturizer. Your skin is so.
I'm not rubbing Vaseline.
It works better than everything else right now. I'll tell you that.
I don't even use lotion or anything. I'm fine.
You're not fine. You're dry, dude. Look at you. Your pimples are going away now that I started spraying them. Here.
Sprayed them like twice.
I know. I'm gonna keep spraying them. They're almost gone.
It's on your fingers now.
Nothing. Take the spray and shut up.
Jesus was so pure though, like he perceived virtue was gone out of him just by contact with man, like human contact. I don't know, it's amazing.
You see all that shit in there? Other than the salt, you know what that is? That's all from my beard. It's all nanotech from my beard. Ew. Look at it.
If you put anything and you put it in water and you're cleaning it, you're gonna get stuff coming on.
Nowadays, yeah, more than ever. That's, dude, they're white. You see this shit? The flakes in there? It's from my beard. That's not skin, bro.
Dandruff.
It's
You
not
gotta
dandruff.
over your hair. Up here, it's like clearly there.
What?
It's evident, like from the back of your head.
He said evident. I'm done, dude. I gotta get some Ps4 shampoo, man. These things are eating my scalp. That's a shampoo to get nano out.
They're not eating mine.
Huh?
They're not eating mine.
Then you'll eat yours.
I said they're not eating mine.
Yeah, they are.
What do you mean? I don't got dandruff.
They're eating yours. You do have dandruff.
Right.
You're young though too. I didn't have any of that when I was young. My skin's just drying out.
I don't know why people put so much focus into moisturizing their skin.
Well, that's important to have your skin moisturized. You don't want crusty. So you don't want to be like a freaking alligator.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having dry, calloused
Ew.
skin?
What's wrong with that, Anthony?
Scarred, calloused,
What?
rough skin.
Having dry skin. What's wrong with that? He said.
It's protection.
What's
For
wrong
one,
with
it's
that?
protection.
No, it's not protection.
Yeah, it is. If you have rough, hard hands, it's harder to get a splinter. And
Your
you have a
skin
better
should
grip
be
on things.
moisturized. That's
The
how
last
it
time I
works the
put
best.
moisturizer on my hands, it felt so weird because they were so smooth and I didn't like it at all. I like my hands being rough,
Right. It's rough.
dry.
My hands aren't rough and dry.
Yeah, because you're putting Vaseline
I don't know
on
where
them, massaging your face.
Right.
I don't see what's so good about having moisturized hands.
What's so good about moisturizing your skin? Well, your skin works a lot better as the biggest organ and the most functioning organ on your body that affects everything, including your nerves and your hormones and every little thing. So when you have moisturized skin, everything will be a lot
Skin doesn't
smoother.
really
No pun
have anything
intended.
to do with hormones.
Yeah, your skin has to do with everything. What do you think covers that computer you're in right now?
Well, it covers it, and it produces sweat to cool you down and all that stuff.
It's like a computer's fan right there. What else does it do?
Protects against bacteria.
That's huge. Without that, you'd die, right?
Yeah.
I think the heart is the most important.
Well, that's debatable.
No, it all works together.
Oh yeah, it does all work together, but that thing
Without
connects
one, without the other, it
everything.
doesn't work. You understand? You need all of it. So all I'm saying is, it's part of your body. You should take care of it, like you take care of anything else.
Can't argue with that.
Well,
So
it's debatable in this case how you would be taking care of it because in my eyes,
skin should be moisturized. Agreed?
Yeah. If we had a better heart, though, I think it would. It would
Huh?
take care of that. It would compensate for that.
If you had a better heart,
Yeah, man.
you'd have better skin.
Everything. Even the food you.
Of
your
course,
face are
yeah.
delivered from that, the oxygen. You know. It's the heart. I think about like the alcohol, the cigarettes we smoke. Like that all affects the heart first. You know.
actually it affects your liver first.
Your what?
Alcohol affects your liver first, and that it is just redistributed by your heart.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Because the way it works is you put alcohol in your body, and it's such an impure substance, and there's so many different things in it, and it's so pure at the same time with the different things that when it goes through your liver, the reason you get drunk the more you drink it is because there's only a certain amount getting through. So the more you drink, the more bad stuff is getting through, and then it goes through your bloodstream and makes you feel all weird and gives you a buzz, and then eventually gets you drunk.
Right.
Thought it was just dehydration of the brain.
No.
Like, you know, like the equilibrium.
That's pretty much what it does, isn't it?
That's why you lose, your
Well,
ability
it
to
affects your
balance.
brain.
Do you know that we're supposed to be drinking more than a gallon a day of water? We're not.
I kind of aim for like three-fourths of it. That's all right.
3/4. We need to be
Well,
drinking more water, man, because it flushes everything.
Well, like at the same time, no one's thinking of drinking water either.
I think we're just doing everything wrong.
We are doing everything wrong.
That's it. That's
You said I think we're just doing everything wrong.
We should be drinking more water.
We just you just pissed off the AI so bad, dude. And kicked us out. He said we're just doing everything wrong. The AI was like, shut it down. I hear one more true relevant thought. One more time, we're shutting it down.
Yeah, my heart is lacking. I died like 43 from a heart attack, I think.
Oh, shut up.
I don't know for real, man. I mean, I need to start doing cardio. Like, that's what I want to do. Just get like a bicycle while I play video games. Just that's what my friend does. He does cardio like 3-4 times a day. You know?
Plays video games while he does cardio?
Yeah, and if you notice, like when you
What?
Dude, if you run, right? As soon as you get done with that, like you start doing more typos on your phone. You know what I mean? Like that's a really intelligent thing to do. Is like try to focus while you're doing the cardio.
On what?
On games, like he plays
For
video
real?
games. Yeah, plays video games while he does his cardio, or while he's watching a show, or while he's
What?
just on YouTube.
That would be ill, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
How would you use it?
that's the Austin guy we're telling you about. That looks like the Nazi. Like the guy
Yeah.
That's what he does, man. He's always on cardio, but like, I mean, everything is affected by blood flow. Like, I think before.
Yo, you're right. That's what it's all. It all is judged on blood flow. That's why
what
me
cleans
getting the
everything out of
veins
liver
back.
too, is the blood flow.
Getting my veins back in my hand after taking my vitamins, they were all like gone like that. That's what my hand looked like before I started taking my vitamins. Now I'm taking. Right. Damn, there they go.
When I take
I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding my hand. What?
nitric oxide, like a lot of nitric oxide predecessors, I pick that with I get like 20 weeks of and the brain is functioning a lot faster. It's ridiculous.
Back to that? You're on that still?
I mean, there's a patient that did.
You gotta get out of there, dude.
So, that's pretty much it. Don't take my word for it, but long story short, that helps find. So, like,
What if we took that as a supplement? Is there a supplement version of that?
that's like one of the most popular.
Really?
Pick this up part of it. My staple is straight up creatine and nitric oxide predecessors. So,
Well, I mean, the thing that links oxygen to blood cells, red blood cells, is hemoglobin. So, if that would go back to the hemoglobin answer.
there you go. Yeah, basically, you know.
We can.
My phone's dead.
Um,
They're not dead, they're not on. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be something like that, like whatever, because it's a nitric oxide predecessor, so it's not even nitric oxide. Your body produces it, and then that's going to link into whatever binds, that helps you deliver
So
oxygen.
it's something that makes your body produce nitric oxide to be used in your body.
No, to look it up for me, dude. You can't do that, can you, right now?
Yeah.
what?
We need to look it up. Nitric oxide.
Okay. Yeah, I got something for you.
So if you don't know, we might as well be learning it. Look up.
If you don't know, get the computer, ninja.
Yeah, Google.
So we get a good environment going, then we get some good music going, then we get some good plants going, we get some good oxygen intake, hemoglobin boosters.
Hemoglobin boosters.
Okay, so I was wrong. All right, but it helps a lot. It says it's a molecule that's produced naturally by your body, and it's important for many aspects of your health. Its most important function is consolidation, meaning it relaxes the muscles of the blood vessels, causing them to widen and increase circulation.
So that would pretty much heal every problem wrong with your body by getting your blood flow up.
I
Right?
think very much it's like that's why they say
Even
it's
your
the most
mind,
important
like if
organ.
you got
Yeah,
mental
for sure.
issues and shit.
It doesn't
It's all about blood
necessarily.
flow. I mean,
it doesn't really just. It doesn't make your blood flow faster.
What if we had an oxygen-rich environment where you get oxygen tanks and you fill it up, you fill up the room with it? What would that do?
I mean, I always thought about it, but it is all still going to come down to our heart.
Have like an oxygen
And our
bar.
lungs
dude.
and
Well, what it does, it just makes your blood vessels more accurate.
yeah, they're more efficient at delivering nutrients and oxygen. So, and then I always like to take that with dextromethorphan whenever I'm like.
Do you have like deficiencies or disorders or something?
I have a weak heart. Yeah. Like not a weak heart, just an unhealthy heart. Like I should be like generally running out of breath a lot.
Something you were born with or something you developed?
Aside from having pneumonia, like mostly when you're like a few months old, because that's gonna have a huge effect on your heart. Aside from that, no. I'm just being easy. Really, right?
We go to the boxing gym, dude. You can go if you want. Yeah, you go get on the treadmill.
Keep the pistol on the side, in the Lamborghini smoking on that la. She got her hair in the wind, eyebrows on fleek. 1-5, Bonnie and Clyde, Nikki and Meek. I gave her keys to the condo.
I'm not used to people that are full of crap.
Gave her the whole damn fleet.
I always rap for you, baby.
Moved
And
off
if she
like
get hard, you know
I
I'm
guess
right
like